Hello everyone, this is K-Sun.
And here's Stuffies.
We're gonna be casting a game from a tournament. It's gonna be the round of 8.
Alright, so basically it started off with a round of 16, but now we're in a round of 8. Basically the rules here that your team can be anything, well, not anything, not Ubers, but like can be good. But it can be anything that as long as they all share the same type. So basically they're all fighting, they're all psychic. They can have doubles, like, psychic and bug types. If the Pokemon psychic bug, but you need to have all psychic or all bug. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Damn it, play.
There you go.
Okay. Alright.
So Shawon goes with Skarmory and Blackjyo goes with Mienshao. They're just both like scouting Pokemon, setting up stealth and stuff. Now Mienshao does something really peculiar to me. He does fake out, but then doesn't do much damage.
It only did 5% damage.
It's actually gonna heal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it has the leftovers here, so it didn't do anything.
He has Life Orb, so he lost his health.
Yeah. So
and Skarmory.
You can see here that the Skarmory is quiet on the lead here. Mienshao opens up with the Stone Edge, does reasonable damage.
Now Skarmory's gonna go for Spike. It's a good move. He's going to set up I believe 3 spikes, so he can do like reasonable damage.
Alright, so you can already see here that Mienshao is just a fighting type, so we know that Blackjo's Pokemon all are fighting type in one way or another. And you can see here Hitmonchan, another fighting type. So Hitmonchans get affected by the spikes, and because of the switch out, Skarmory gets an extra turn and sets up 2 layers of spikes now. So we're on turn 4, ladies and gentlemen, and Hitmonchan goes up with a Thunder Punch, which does pretty reasonable damage. 40% just below half-life.
Now Skarmory's gonna set up the 3rd layer of spikes. He's gonna do 25% to any Pokemon that's not flying. He doesn't have any Pokemon that's flying. He's gonna do 25% to every Pokemon. Now Hitmonchan goes for Thunder Punch, which does reasonable damage. He's gonna almost kill Skarmory, but it's not gonna. Now Skarmory's gonna go for Brave Bird. I don't really agree with his decision because he could have saved it for later, but oh well. He killed and he got 3 layers of spikes. That's pretty good.
That's good stuff. Quite a good thing to do to set up 3 layers of spikes early in the game. It's going to be quite an interesting battle here. Blackjo's got his hands full with those 3 spikes. You can see there, Lucario lost 25% of its freaking health.
Now Lucario go for Vacuum Wave, which is a flying type move, but then Durant is Steel and Bug, so it's going to actually neutral damage. Now Durant as well is going to do Aerial Ace, but it's going to do neutral damage as well because Lucario is part Steel.
That's right. Yeah. But Lucario manages to wipe out that little Steely ant there, and now yeah. So now we're up to the big giant wall of Metagross. Now Blackjyo goes for the switch out, switches to Conkeldurr.
I don't really agree with this again because he could have just did some damage with the Lucario, but instead he switched out, giving 25%.
I really don't like that Conkeldurr. We're already losing 25% of its health. Yeah. I mean, Conkeldurr's supposed to be.
Oh, but now look, he's gonna go for Light Screen. That's not gonna do anything. He's gonna give 1 turn away to Conkeldurr to set up Bulk Up, and now Metagross is kind of vulnerable now. Conkeldurr can do reasonable damage.
And we can see here for the Mach Punch, 39% damage. He could have totally halved that down with the Reflect, which he just set up. He should have set up Reflect. He didn't even need to set up Light Screen. He already knew that Blackjo's team was all fighting, and that means they were all going to be physical.
And now what?
And
Explosion! He had over half health left.
He could have totally walled in. He had Reflect Up, which decreases physical moves by half. He had a Steel typing, good defense, Metagross. He could have totally walled in that Conkeldurr, and he was burned for God's sake.
Could have just like walled in and waited for the Conkeldurr to die, but now Shawon is in a bind.
Yeah, and now Blackjyo is in the lead with 4 Pokemon, and Shawon only has 3. So now we have the Ferrothorn here. Obviously quite a good tank, quite a good waller, and especially with all the fighting types there. But no, Ferrothorn opts to use Curse for some reason. So obviously we're trying to see that Shawon's trying to put Ferrothorn in a position that is not supposed to be in. He's trying to use Ferrothorn to sweep.
Yeah,
why?
Curse is a good move, but then when you're using to sweep, you should use Iron Ball or that kind of move so he can take advantage of the Curse, but he's not doing anything like that either.
Yeah. So you see Blackjyo, he just used Fake Out, not again a really good move, but he goes for the Blaze Kick. Ferrothorn did not take action. That was a wasted Pokemon there. And Ferrothorn does have a Rocky Helmet. What does that mean?
Rocky Helmet does damage when in contact. But anyway, so Shawon goes for
a close combat, 43% damage, pretty okay. So let's see what Steelix going to do. Steelix is going to Fire Fang.
He does kill. That's a pretty good move. But now look, Blackjyo has 3 Pokemon. Shawon has 2,
and that could have been totally avoided if the Metagross used Reflect first instead of Light Screen. If the Metagross didn't explode. If the Skarmory didn't use Brave Bird. All these things, Shawon could have totally destroyed Blackjyo. But no, that didn't happen, you know.
Now the Bronzone's gonna take significant damage from Hitmontop, from that Earthquake.
And just now, so obviously what we see here is that Bronzone doesn't have Levitate, it has a Heat Proof, which decreases fire type moves. Oh, not a good day.
But he's not really taking advantage of that either. He's just setting the Reflect now.
So now here he learns from mistake and uses Reflect. Triple kick doesn't do that much damage.
But he's almost gonna die.
Yep. Let's see.
Unless the
Bronzone uses Light Screen.
Light Screen.
When?
No. Why?
I don't know if he was trying to set up for I don't know if he was trying to set up for Lucario or if he was just like really stupid, but
he needed to do some damage to the Hitmontop before he died.
That Hitmontop is obviously sweeping the hell out of everyone. Okay, so triple K, 4%, 10%, and a lucky hacks there. 41% health gone from the last triple K critical hit.
And that's going to end the game.
Yep,
GG.
and that is GG. That is correct. So Blackjyo wins through a series of bad decisions and possibly lucky stuff there. I don't know. Maybe Shawon deserved to win that match. I think, but I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was. So anyway.
So this is Kason
and here's Stuffies.
We're gonna see you next time. Bye.